Welcome back, my friends. We're here for another opportunity to discover what it means to discover ourselves. And on the quest for personal discovery, we're going to look at what it means to be yourself in the form of discouragement. I remember my son when we got him his scooter. It's a little Paw Patrol scooter with Chase on the front, and I did not think he was going to get it. And that first day, he was wild with it. I was like, man, he's 3 years old. I see other 3-year-old kids, and I think he should already have it. And I'm frustrated. And then we went back out the next day, and he got a little bit better. Then we went out the next day, and he got a little bit better. And so I started to think to myself, wow, it doesn't matter what it looks like the first go around, we still have the opportunity to get it. And this Christmas, we got him a Roadster Racer. And when we got him the Roadster Racer, we thought he was going to go all in on it. Note to self, like, gotta hide those kind of things better before Christmas because my daughter definitely saw it and knew what it was. It's like, well, y'all need to uncover that. Back to the story. He gets in it for the first time and he's like, I don't want to drive this. And here it is, like a month later, and for the first time, he got in. Now, his sister had to be in with him. She pushed the gas and he just kind of went like this. Because she's kind of gotten smooth with it where she's making the turns and she's getting all the way around the block and she can do some things with the car. But him, he hadn't been in it. He's been nervous. He hadn't wanted to jump in. And I was reminded from the last time that this occurred with the Paw Patrol scooter that he would learn, that he would get it. It would just take longer. I don't know how long. And if he didn't get it, was it a big deal? I don't think so. But because I knew that he wasn't discouraging himself from riding it, and if he was, he knew one day that he was going to. I don't know if these little 3-year-olds are thinking about that, but this is me putting my little adult brain on what's going on with the situation. And in thinking about that, I started to discover what it meant to be discouraged. It wasn't, I was noticing it on an outside level where I wasn't discouraging him from riding the scooter, but I wasn't exactly encouraging him the first couple of days. I just put it in front of him. Tried to show him, got a little frustrated because he didn't get it already. And I just was like, he's never going to get it. I wrote the scooter off. And then it came back around and I wanted to write it off, but I saw it in my own life too. I started to see how I discouraged myself by saying, because I haven't got it yet, I'm never going to get it. And that really sat with me and it's really weighing on me. And not from a I'm feeling heavy standpoint, because I'm feeling a lot lighter. I'm feeling so much lighter about where I am and who I am and where I'm going. Because I'm no longer frustrated with myself for things that I didn't even know I was doing. I didn't know I was keeping myself out of the game before I even got in the game. I didn't recognize that until I started to see it in my son, where I wasn't discouraging him, but I was getting discouraged for him. Oh man, I don't think he's gonna get it. Now he's sitting in front of the video games. I say, hey Danny, you want to open this loot box? Yes, I do. He knows what to do. He pushes the X. He's like, should I push the O? I'm like, push the O. He pushes the O. Then he pushes the X. Now the man cannot get around the game. He's 3. But he's learning step by step. And it's becoming fun because I'm starting to break down things as a parent in such a way that they can understand. Look, it takes me a little bit longer than everybody else. It took me 3 years to get that. Hopefully it doesn't take you as long. Hopefully you already got it. And I know you do. I know you already got that. But me, it took me a little longer. And that's okay. It's okay. Because now that I see it, there's worlds that can be opened. Not just for him, but for me as a parent. Me as a human being, I get to open up doorways because now what I am noticing, life is designed not to get the first time around. right? Like, we get into a situation. I would love to have multiple attempts at that situation. That's what video games really does for me, right? Is it really helps me to see that there's more than one life. Now, the life doesn't always show up the way we think it should show up, right? It doesn't show up exactly the same. We get the situation, we see it one time, we get to act on the situation one time. Doesn't go the way we think it should go. Now we're frustrated. Now I've sunken into regret. Now I'm uncertain about what way to move forward because I'm so stuck in the rut of, oh, I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have done it like that. What if Joe Blow would have done Blow different? Or what if Sally Sue would have done Sue different? Like, and I get into all these like little rabbit holes that get me real confused and works me up. And the next thing you know, I got to ask somebody for a Tylenol because my head hurts. But it didn't have to be like that. It doesn't have to be like that for you. Regret is just a an occurrence that is happening for us to notice what's inside of that regret, and that's a lesson. Inside of every regret there is a lesson that can be learned. Can't go back and change it. Cannot go back and change it. But we can learn from it. We can learn from each and every situation that occurs to us. Just like whenever the Paw Patrol thing happened, I thought it wasn't going to happen, but it happened. And once it happened, I knew that the next time something like that was going to happen, I could give myself the grace to allow it to happen. I mean, look, we're talking about the Paw Patrol scooter. We're talking about the Roadster Racer, right? The Mickey Mouse Roadster Racer. That's what we're talking about. But this happened when he was crawling. There was a time where I didn't think he was going to crawl. This happened when he was walking and he kept falling. I didn't think he was going to walk. This keeps happening. It's just becoming more and more clear to me as he gets older that I keep falling into this trap. And instead of me teaching my son, teaching these individuals him how to move forward, what I end up doing is I recluse, I hide inside of myself, and I get upset and I get frustrated and all these other things, and then I get so caught up that I'm not present and aware, and I cannot learn the lesson that is apparent and aware to me. The thing that is there for me to just right there take on the table for me for the taking. I don't find that. And that's it. That's it, right? It's like when we start seeing that things continue to happen, when we start to see that things continue to happen, we don't have to continually beat ourselves up about what's happening. Like, look, I didn't get it right the first time. I didn't get it right the second time. I didn't get it right for 10 years. I didn't get it right for 20 years. I'm sure there's somebody out here 90 years old that said, I didn't get it right for 90 years. Right? And we think that we're supposed to get it all right today. We think we're supposed to get it all right yesterday, in fact. But you don't have to get it right yesterday. You don't have to have it right today. You don't have to get it right tomorrow. The goal is not to get it right each and every day. It's to take that next step, whether you feel like it or not. And in the process of taking the next step, we are blessed with the foresight to know that there is another step. But that takes time to see that there is another step after another step after another step. But until that pathway becomes clear to you, just take my word for it that there is another step for you to take in your life. I know because I keep taking steps. My mentor, I talked to him. He says he keeps taking steps. He talked to his mentor. His mentor says he keeps taking steps. I look at all the great orators, all the great poets, all the great writers, all the great artists, all the great businessmen of the world. Go back Genghis Khan, right? Like we can go all the way back. And I'm sure they all got discouraged in one way or another. But they found that North Star within themselves. And they knew that if they didn't get it right today, they could get it right tomorrow. I don't know if Genghis Khan is the best example of who I should have been using, man. Maybe I should have used Jesus or I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It's real cool to know that I don't have to keep discouraging myself. You don't have to keep discouraging yourself. It's real cool to know that we can stop beating ourselves up for other people not getting to their goals. We can stop all the nonsense, all the unnecessary bullcorn that we don't need. We can stop. We don't need it. We don't need it anymore. We've had it for so long. We can let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. I'm reminded of that song because we hold on to things forever and ever, and we act like it's us, and it ain't me. It ain't you. It's not you. We don't have to. We don't have to keep doing what we did yesterday because we're not that same person that we were yesterday. We don't have to keep beating ourselves up, right? If we're trying to be ourselves, all we have to do is keep going. My son kept going. You will keep going. Tomorrow is going to show up. And if it doesn't show up, you won't know about it. So we're going to live life as if tomorrow's going to show up. And we're going to be more discouragement proof because we keep going, because we don't stop ourselves before we even get started. The journey is the reward, guys. The journey is the reward. Each and every time I come on here and I tell you guys a story of how I failed or how I saw something that was off, and then like I'm imperfect. But the process of taking a look at it helps me to clarify who I am, clarify where I am, and then that allows me to shape and mold the future. So I no longer have to be stuck on the past, and I don't have to be stuck on the future. I can be here now with you guys. And that's what I want for you guys if you're watching this, is to know you don't have to discourage yourself. You don't have to take yourself out of the game. And if you do, you can put yourself back in. And until next time, you are where you are. So be there.